Hi guys! So today we're going to read a book called Seed to Plant, and in this book we're going to be looking about sequencing events. So remember, when we sequence something, we're putting it in order. So what we're going to be looking at is how a plant grows and sequencing its life cycle during it, okay? So our title of our book is called Seed to Plant, and it's written by Kristen Rattini. And let's look at the cover. I want you to try to guess. Do you think this is going to be a nonfiction book or a fiction book? That's right, it's going to be a nonfiction book. It's got a real picture on here, and this book is going to give us information as we read. All right, and right off the bat, I can tell it's a nonfiction book because look, it's got that big heading at the top. Remember, the heading is going to tell us what the page is about. It says, "What is a plant?" A plant is a living thing. It stays in one place, but it grows and changes just like you and me. And you can see that there are these little boxes by each of these pictures. Those are called captions. And what a caption does is a caption is stuck to a picture to tell you about this picture. So this says white water lily because it's telling you what type of plant this is. This one says fern because it wants you to know that this is a fern. This says tangerine tree because it's showing you a tangerine tree. And this is an orchid. So the caption is going to help tell about the picture. Plants can be big or small. Some have flowers. Others also grow fruits. Trees are plants too. Plants are a big part of our world. Farmers grow fruits and vegetables. These plants give us food. Some plants can be used to make clothing. Your t-shirt is made out of cotton plants. Other plants are cozy homes for bears. And so in the picture, we have another caption right here. It says, "A farmer in his cotton field." That caption is telling you about this picture. So this plant is actually grown to make our clothes. And then this caption says, "A bear in a tree," because you can see that that bear is using that hollow tree as a den. Parts of the plant. You can use your body to remember the parts of the plant. And this page has labeling, which remember, label is telling you the parts. So it's pointing right here. The arms are like the leaves, your body is the stem, and your feet are like the roots. Roots hold the plant in place, and you can see it labeled down here. The stem helps the plant stand up tall. So it's the long, tall, and remember, it's going to take that water up the stem too. And then leaves soak up the sunlight. So we have a heading and we have some labeling on this page. How does a plant begin? First, let's dig in. Most plants start as a seed. So we have our seed first. The seed splits open, a shoot pushes out. This is called germination. Okay, it can also be called a sprout. And then a new plant is the beginning. A seedling starts to grow. Roots reach down into the soil. A stem pushes up into the air. And see, we have some labeling there: leaves, stem, and roots. So we started as a seed. We became a seedling once that seed pops open. And then a plant grows. Just like you, a plant grows bigger and bigger. The roots spread out and down into the soil. The stem gets thicker and stronger. More leaves and branches grow. And this has a little box that's going to give us some information. It says buzzword. Soil is the top layer of the earth which plants grow in. So if you're wondering about that soil word. What do plants need? Plants need these things in order to grow: soil, water, food, space, air, and sunlight. So those are the things that it needs. Water and some food come from the soil. The roots suck them up. Sunlight and air enter through the tree's leaves. Plants use them to make food. Plants also need space to grow. They can't grow on top of each other because they'd be fighting for those resources for them to grow. So right here you can see that the water and food are coming through the roots up into the stem. You can see the soil it has to be under, and then the sunlight and the air are going into the leaves. 6 fun plant facts. The palm tree seed can weigh as much as a 4th grader. Look how big this seed is. It is the heaviest seed in the world. 2, scrub-a-dub in the tub. Plants are used in many soaps and shampoos. 3, the paper for this book was made from a plant. And then 4, one sunflower can have as many as 1,000 seeds. 5, bamboo grows the fastest of any plant. It can grow as tall as a 3-year-old in one day. So it grows that fast in one day. The tallest living tree is taller than the Statue of Liberty. So they have some really tall trees. All right, and then flowers bloom. Many plants grow flowers. They start as a bump called a bud. So you can see this little bud. The bud slowly opens and the petals gently unfold. Surprise, it's a flower. Sticky pollen. Flowers make a sticky powder called pollen. Pollen sticks to birds and bees when they fly from flower to flower. So you can see, look at these little pieces of pollen that are stuck on this bee. Then the pollen rubs off on another flower. This is called pollination. It helps flowers make seeds. So those bees help all those flowers make more flowers because they go from flower to flower, dropping that pollen, which helps grow seeds. Seeds. Plants keep seeds in different places. Many plants grow a case around the seeds. This is called a pod. Peas and maple trees grow seeds in pods. So you can see this pea pod, the seeds are on the inside. Maple trees, sometimes you see them and people call them helicopters. They have their seeds on the inside too. Orange seeds are different. Their seeds are on the inside, but strawberry seeds are on the outside. So it just depends on what type of plant you're talking about. Now the seeds take a trip. Some float on the wind, others are carried away by animals. The seeds fall to the ground. Soon they will sprout or germinate, and a new plant begins. So it starts a cycle all over again. So you can see these dandelion seeds scatter in the wind. That caption is telling us about that dandelion. And this caption is telling us a bird carries a berry with a seed inside, and then a squirrel holds a large seed. Pass the plants, please. People and animals eat plants to stay healthy. How many plants did you eat today? All right, and we're going to play this little game in this book. It says, what in the world? These pictures show a close-up view of things in the book. Use the hints below to figure out what's in the pictures, and it has a word bank right here. So this is that part, do you remember, that opens up into a flower? So it starts out as a bud. Remember, it's called a flower bud. This part of the plant takes in the sunlight and the air, and those are the leaves. Very good. This flower can make up to 1,000 seeds. What type of flower is this? Sunflowers. Very good. I remember at the beginning of the year we read a book about sunflowers. And this falls and waters the plants. What do you think? Rain. Very good. This buzzes as it flies from flower to flower, moving pollen. That's a bee. Very good. And this has seeds on the outside. A strawberry. Very good. All right, and then this actually has a picture glossary. So if you didn't know what these words meant, you could look back and say germination is the sprouting of a new plant from a seed. And then pollination is the moving of pollen from one flower to another. Remember that bee pollinates the different flowers. And then a seedling is a young plant, and soil is that top layer of earth which plants grow in. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do now is you've learned so much about plants and seeds and how they grow. When you connect to Seesaw, I'm going to show you what you're going to do. All right, in Seesaw, you have this picture right here, and it says life cycle of a plant, and then you have some numbers. So the first picture you're going to put right here. So whichever one of these that the plant starts out, you're going to move it. So I'm going to give you a clue. It starts as a seed, so I would move the seed right there, okay? Then I would think about what comes next. Is it a seedling, a sprout, or a plant? And I would put it right here where the number 2 is. And then the same thing for the number 3 and number 4, and then you're all done. All right, you guys did an awesome job. Thank you.